It could not have been more delightful for me. Everyone present in this room, for me, is a role model. Your contributions are spinal. Your contributions in silence are resonating with the last man in the last row. Your efforts are changing Bharat. A great occasion for me to be here. This is a very distinguished premium platinum category that is defining the growth history of Bharat, home to 1/6 of humanity. Professor Ajay K. Sood, rightly honored with the civilian distinction of Padma Shri, Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India. His address, though brief, on account of constraint of time, was illuminating. He indicated synergetic stance being generated with all stakeholders to ensure sustainability of rise of Bharat. I'll have more interactions with him, given by the input he has rendered here. Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, his lecture will be feast to intellect. Team excellence. Team itself inherits excellence. Team is something which is harmonious. Harmony doesn't mean you keep your point of view with yourself. Harmony means you have enough space to voice the other point of view. It is heard with respect, not rejected by drop of a hat. And team excellence is the ultimate sublime evolution of it. Then Indian Space Odyssey and your life lessons, I have instructed my team to record it. I will have a look at it, and so would the millions through our platform in Rajya Sabha and Parliament. Dr. N. Kalai Selvi, Director General, CSIR. Normally we say, the man is always in the moon. Gone are those days. She is always on the move, with always in action, with passion, mission, and execution. I very fondly remember the visit I had where she was there. I had the occasion to see for myself how the aviation landscape of skilling will be changed by what her team has created. I had the occasion to go to Dehradun and see another institute in her absence. We are proud of her because she sacrificingly gives credit to everyone except herself. I was greatly touched by this reflection of Indian civilizational ethos. Dr. G. Mahesh, he is a chairperson, CSIR Foundation Day celebration. And I'm surprised he is so relaxed. Which means he is good at planning. We are gratified and honored by the presence of those who have laid firm foundations of CSIR, who headed it as DGs. Dr. Mashelkar is present here. Greeting to you, sir. Dr. Samir Brahmachari is amongst us. Brahmachari may be a surname or may describe something else, I have no idea at the moment. But then science is all about finding out. I'll do that. Dr. T. Ramaswamy. Sorry, notice. But that doesn't mean others are not. Everyone present here, particularly in the front row, is to be respected by us. Because like education never ends when you leave an institution. Education is lifelong learning. Same, they may have left legally CSIR, but their bond continues. Their heart bubbles when there is action. And if things are not on right track, they get worried. I am happy, no cause for them to worry at the moment. Those on the dais are ensuring it. I must make mention of the Central Electronics Limited chairperson, Mr. Jain. For one reason, the Honorable Minister, who is very passionate about this sector, he wanted to come, I dissuaded him, please don't. He was preoccupied unavoidably. He said, I would love to be there. I said, sir, always listen to the Chairman Rajya Sabha. He has conveyed his greetings and best wishes. But when he said, you must go to Central Electronics Limited, I said, a collapsing company, why should I go? He said, I will not tell you why. He was there to receive me. The company was high up on the list of disinvestment for failures. And that was the day I had distinction to give the tag of Mini Ratna. And Mr. Jain gave a check to the minister, not to me, of 11 crores. But that is not discriminatory in law. Distinguished scientists, researchers, staff and esteemed audience, plus my greetings to the entire scientific community in the country. We are beholden to this category for the contributions they have made to make us see Bharat, which is before us today. This day is a special day, not for CSIR alone. This is a very special day for the nation. Because if we go into our historical perspective, we will find ages ago our Bharat had scientific prowess. We were global leaders. We were center of the globe when it came to scientific knowledge. The kind of discoveries and inventions that were made, we made the world proud. We lost way somewhere. We are regaining that way. It is your foundation day, but it is integrally connected with the firm foundations of Bharat. You are firming up those foundations of the most vibrant functional democracy on the planet. You are firming up the foundations of a nation that is on the rise as never before, and the rise is unstoppable. The rise is incremental, and the destination of a developed nation at 2047 will be realized if not earlier. What I see here is your activities and activities of your sister concerns. Ma'am, I'm careful about your gender. Sister concerns. Am I right? You are the only one on the dais, but more than all of us taken together. And the smile on the face of two of them, the third one is your fraternity, is an endorsement. We are on way to regaining our past pristine glory in the world of science. As I said, your contributions are in silence. I'm using the word silo in positive sense. Your activities are in silos, but they impact physically, positively, affirmatively lives of 1.4 billion people. CSIR can be defined catalyst scientifically and imaginatively for Rashtra. C for catalyst, S for scientifically, I for imaginatively, R for Rashtra. This has been done not by me, by Kostu Bhalekar. Where is he? My OST. He handed over this chit to me. Very thoughtful of him, because he assists me in a manner where, according to him, I should never be sleeping. Distinguished audience, it is my great honor, privilege, and will ever be etched in my memory that I am associating with the 83rd Foundation Day of CSIR. This is an occasion to commemorate and commend the past achievements, and also to look ahead, unfold a roadmap to be more significantly involved with nation's rise and global rise, because Bharat stands for Vasudev Kutumbakam. A journey started in 1960 when I was in class 4, and where we have come is a recognition of the hard work you all have done. I am fully alive of the headwinds you face, air pockets you suffer, difficult terrain you negotiate, and on occasions there is no due recognition. Therefore, an ecosystem that existed earlier, where you were contributing and recognition was not coming in the right form. Soothing to note that in last few years, recognition for the scientific community has gone up. It has gone up in several ways, including government being very serious about it. And Prime Minister's heart and soul is deeply in scientific community. His belief in your power, prowess, and capacity to generate at global level those aspects of science which matter to humanity. And I am sure, therefore, we are in good times. Now there is an ecosystem in place where our scientists can fully exploit and expand their energy, exploit their talent, and contribute for the nation by unleashing their innovative skills. I was not surprised, because that was my expectation. But I was in disbelief when I went through the thematic exhibition Amazing things are happening. Imagine if from a bamboo you can have wooden flooring. Imagine from a bamboo you can have something which is far more or equivalent to sagwan. And sagwan life is 4 decades or so. Bamboo, you do it in 3 years. It helps the farmer. It creates wealth. I'm making reference only to one. There were many such things. I was greatly touched. These developments reaffirm my confidence and confidence of the nation that Bharat is a factor to reckon with globally. Your tremendous accomplishments have emboldened me to assert that in research and development, it is a matter of a time when we'll be having our due share. At the moment, we are on way to it. Much is to be done. Several energies have to converge. They have to converge diligently. They have to work in togetherness and in tandem. There has to be right amount of fiscal input. I am so glad, principal scientific advisor, that is uppermost in his mind. You may not be aware, it may not be in media, but he is your star batsman when it comes to getting everything for your scientific community. Let me make a brief reference. Union Budget 2024-25. He must have put his foot down, I am sure about it. When budget is formed, there are too many claimants. He fought for your segment, got the due, and it can only be incremental henceforth. It emphasizes the budget, innovation and research and development, and Anusandhan National Research Foundation has been started. I leave it at that, you know it. When a beginning is made, even by a toddler, it takes the shape over the years, unstoppably. My congratulations to him, to being your advocate with the government. And you are an able advocate. I am so glad. The growth engine of the nation, any nation in the world, is driven by science and technology. And this is fueled by research and development. This makes focus on research and development of paramount importance. I call upon from this platform to come forward and generously invest in research and development. I look forward for a day when our corporates will figure in top 20 global corporates that invest in research and development. At the moment, there is none. That doesn't mean our corporates are not doing enough. They are doing enough. In automobile, in information technology, much is being done. But looking to our nation's size, its potential, its position, and the growth trajectory on which it is there, our corporates need to come forward to engage in research and development. The investment in research and development is lasting. And this, distinguished audience, please note, has another cutting edge, soft diplomacy. If you get something, nations flock to you. We have that power. Research and development is so integrated to security these days, and therefore investment is for the nation. Investment is for growth. Investment is for sustainability. I am concerned about one aspect in particular, And that aspect, fortunately for me, was voiced in a survey by CSIR. The sample size was 3,000. We must not do lip service to research and development. Our contribution has to be substantial. The result has to be substantial, not cosmetic or superficial. We cannot just take pride in saying so much for research and development. The one doing research or development in academic institutions should not be in pursuit only of academic, gathering information. Research is not assimilation. Research is research. And I therefore appeal to everyone concerned to have SOP for it. Invest in that human resource or institution that can authentically engage in research and development. The two are separate. When I went to one of the IITs, all IITs are doing well. I'm not naming the IIT for that reason. I was amazed. The research and development was excellent. It was being done by professors and students. So we will have to be on guard that merely because fiscal resources are committed, we cannot take pride, oh, I have spent so much for research and development. Investment in research and development, distinguished audience, has to be correlated to tangible outcomes. And there are people in the front row who can evaluate what is tangible outcome. Friends, there is enough to say, but I'll conclude by focusing on the state of the nation. The state of the nation today is beyond my dreams. I never imagined. I did not conceive a Bharat that is today. I did not have that contemplation. I am referring to 1989, when I was elected to Lok Sabha. 1990, I was a union minister. I'll focus on 4 aspects. 1, we went to Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar, as a member of Council of Ministers. Stayed at a hotel near Dal Lake. Everything was dull, D-U-L-L. Not even 20 souls could be seen on the road. State of dejection and hopelessness. And it was declared in Rajya Sabha, which I preside as chairman, that last year 2 crore tourists went to Jammu and Kashmir. Where is the figure of 20? 2 crores. 370, a temporary article of the Constitution. The only article labeled as temporary was taken by some people, including those who had taken oath under the Constitution to be permanent, is no longer there. Second, I suffered the pain because as a student, हमें पढ़ाया गया था कि भारत सोने की चिड़िया है. As a minister, I had the occasion to see our gold was physically airlifted to be placed to 2 Swiss banks to sustain our fiscal credibility, because our foreign exchange was around $1 billion. Now it is more than $680 billion, mind you. We are getting things back rather than giving them. I suffered the pain then when World Bank and IMF would give us not advisories or advice, but peremptorily direct, do this otherwise. And now the same institutions, IMF says, India is a favorite global destination of investment and opportunity. World Bank says, digitization of India and its penetration that happened in 6 years is otherwise not achievable in 4 decades and more. We are a role model according to the World Bank of digitization. That happened there. Another aspect was there. We had a system where corruption was there rampant in power corridors. Nothing could catalyze without a middleman. Your pedigree was password to opportunity and job or a contract. Now, power corridors are fully sanitized. The middleman has disappeared from the 1/6 of humanity at least. Do we see middlemen around? No. All transactions are taking place digitally without human interface. That is the change I never imagined. This change I am seeing myself. We were living in an era where there was privileged pedigree. Some thought law was not for them. They were immune to law. They were not accountable to law. Be you so high, the law is always above, was a concept not known to them. But now the privileged pedigree is feeling the heat of law. And why not? Equality before law is inalienable facet of democracy. How can we call a nation democratic nation if some people pass away more equal than others? That is the benefit to the young minds. And as a result of that, our youth are energized. The fourth point I wish to make was about economy. Can't even tell. Size of Indian economy in 1990 was smaller than the city of London or Paris. Imagine. A decade ago, we were counted amongst fragile 5 nations. Cliff-hanging economy, a concern to the global community. Now we are a robust economy. We are amongst 5 great economies of the world. We are 5th largest, on way to becoming 3rd, ahead of Japan and Germany in 2 years. Our economic rise is like a plateau, affecting everyone. In all this, the contribution of science is there. Technology is there. Corruption would have been there. Transparent, accountable governance would not have been there unless there was technology. Digitization, penetration would not have happened but for democracy. People have adapted to technology. They may not be very literate, but they know how to use internet, how to avail services. Which means the great marathon march for Viksit Bharat at 2047, you are the major stakeholders. You may not be that visible on the screen, but you are the driving force of it. You will have to be contributing 24/7. My best wishes to you. CSIR exemplifies excellence, academic brilliance, and cutting-edge research. In the near future, we will doubtlessly see Bharat emerging as a global pioneer in domains of science and technology that will help us script new chapters in our growth story. I am grateful for your time and patience. Thank you so much.